Hello students, I am your biology lecturer. In the last video, we discussed about the second chapter, introduction of the second chapter, that is the sexual reproduction in a flowering plant. Okay. In that, we discuss about the structure of the flower and what are the floral parts of the flower. Mainly, we discuss about the flower development, that is by the floral axis by many hormones and plant growth regulators. Many things we discussed yesterday, and flowers usually have the 4 floral parts. Those are sepal, petal, carpel and stamens. Here the sepal is the first whorl of the flower. A group of a sepal is called as a calyx. Then second whorl of the flower, a petal. A group of a petal is called as a corolla. Third, that is the stamen. A group of stamens are called as a androecium. Then last one, that is the carpel. A group of a carpel is called as a gynoecium. These are the 4 important whorls of the flower. Okay. In this, calyx and corolla are accessory, supplementary parts of the flower. They are not directly involved in the sexual reproduction. Okay. Then androecium and gynoeciums are the main parts of the flower which involved in the reproduction. And that stamen is a male sex organ, or a carpel is a female sex organ. They are involved in a sexual reproduction. Okay. In that, we completed the first point, that is the flower. Okay. Second, we have to start male reproductive structure. In that, we have to learn about the formation of male gamete. Okay. Male sex organ, that is the stamen. Stamen is in a diploid condition. Okay. Here is the structure of a stamen. This is the stamen. Stamen usually have the 2 important parts. Those are a long, slender, just like a slender structure, that is called as a filament. Stamen have the 2 important parts, long and a slender filament, and a lobe-like structure which is attached at the one end of the filament, that is the anther. Illi 2 lobe-like structures ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾವಲ್ಲ, ಅದೇನು anther. Okay. Stamen ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ 2 parts. First part filament, second one is a anther. Okay. Filament is a slender and a long. Anthers are lobe-like structures. Okay. Anther is usually, in case of angiospermic plants, usually bilobed. Anther ಏನಿರ್ತದ 2 lobes ಇರ್ತಾವ. Okay. Then filament have the 2 ends. Filament ಗೆ 2 end ಇರ್ತಾವ. ಯಾವ್ಯಾವುದು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು proximal end ಮತ್ತು ಒಂದು distal end. Okay. Here are the points. Stamen is a male sex organ. Stamen have the 2 parts, a long and a slender stalk-like structure is called as a filament. Okay. long slender stalk like structure is called as a filament. Okay. The terminal means the filament terminal have the bilobed structure, that is called a anther. Terminally filament have the bilobed structure is called as a anther. Okay. This is all about the structure of the stamen. Then stamen filament, here I mark it here, stamen filament have two ends, ಎರಡು end ಇರ್ತಾವ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ. Here you can see, here where the anther is present, that end is called as a distal end. Okay. Where the filament is attached with the thalamus or a petal. ಫಿಲಾಮೆಂಟು ಪೆಟಲ್ಲಿಗಾದರೂ ಅಟ್ಯಾಚ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತಾ ಅಥವಾ ಥಲಾಮಸ್ಸಿಗಾದರೂ ಅಟ್ಯಾಚ್. ಯೂಶ್ವಲಿ ಥಲಾಮಸ್ಸಿಂದ ಸ್ಟೆಮೆನ್ಸು ಅರೈಸ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತಾವೆ. ಓಕೆ. ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಎಂಡ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಅ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಸಿಮಲ್ ಎಂಡ್. ಫಿಲಾಮೆಂಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ದ ಟೂ ಎಂಡ್ಸ್, ಡಿಸ್ಟಲ್ ಎಂಡ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಅ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಸಿಮಲ್ ಎಂಡ್. Proximal end is usually attached with the thalamus. In some cases it attached with the petals. Okay. At the distal end we can see the presence of a anther. Okay. Here you can see the points. Stamen filament have the two ends. Those are the proximal end and a distal end. Proximal end of a filament is attached with the thalamus. Usually thalamus ge attach ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, or a petal of the flower. In some cases you can see the filament is attached with the petal, here like this. ಈ ಥರ petal, you can see the thalamus here. This one is a carpel. With the green color pen I am drawing the stamen. This one is a stamen. ಈ ಥರ ಮಿಡ್ಲು ಈ ಪೆಟಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಅಟ್ಯಾಚ್ ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ that type of attachment of stamen with the petal. I will mark with the red color pen. Is called as a epipetalous stamen. Epipetalous condition anta ಕರಿತೀವಿ ನಾವು. Okay. Here you can see a filament of a stamen if attached with the petal is called as a epipetalous stamen. Okay. These are the introductory parts of the stamen. Stamen have, importantly, stamen have the two parts, filament and a anther. Filament is a slender like structure, anther have the lobe like structure. Next point, the number and the length of the stamen variable in flower of a different species. ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಸ್ಪೀಸೀಸ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಥರ ಸ್ಟೆಮೆನ್ಸನ್ನು ನಾವು ನೋಡ್ಬೋದು. ಸೈಜ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಲೆಂತ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಕಲರ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ನಂಬರ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು. ಓಕೆ. ದ ನಂಬರ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದ ಲೆಂತ್ ಆಫ್ ಅ ಸ್ಟೆಮೆನ್ ವೇರಿಯೇಬಲ್ ಇನ್ ಅ ಫ್ಲವರ್ ಆಫ್ ಅ ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ಸ್ಪೀಸೀಸ್. ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಸ್ಪೀಸೀಸ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಥರ ಸ್ಟೆಮೆನ್ಸನ್ನು ನಾವು ನೋಡ್ಬೋದು. ಭಾಳ ಅಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಭಾಳ ಕಲರ್ಫುಲ್ಲಾಗಿ ಇರ್ತಾವೆ ಸ್ಟೆಮೆನ್ಸ್. ಓಕೆ. ದೆನ್ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್, ಅ ಟಿಪಿಕಲ್ ಎಂಜಿಯೋಸ್ಪರ್ಮಿಕ್ ಆಂಥರ್ ಈಸ್ ಬೈಲೋಬ್ಡ್. ಟಿಪಿಕಲ್ ಎಂಜಿಯೋಸ್ಪರ್ಮಿಕ್ ಆಂಥರ್ ಏನಾಗಿರ್ತದೆ, ಬೈಲೋಬ್ಡ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. 2 ಲೋಬ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಇನ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಆಂಥರ್. ಲೋಬ್ಸ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಏನು ಅಂತ, ಹಿಯರ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸಿ a long rounded or a bulge structure at the distal end of the filament. Here these are the 2 lobed anther. Usually ನೀವು 2 lobes ಅನ್ನು ನೋಡ್ತೀರಿ. ಓಕೆ. ಅದರ ಶೇಪ್ ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು. ಒಂದು ಇಲಾಂಗೇಟೆಡ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಫ್ಲ್ಯಾಟೆಂಡ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಸ್ಟಾರ್ ಶೇಪ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು. ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸಿ ವೆರೈಟೀಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಕಲರ್ಸ್, ವೆರೈಟೀಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಶೇಪ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ಅ ಆಂಥರ್. Okay, I will show some pictures, then you can get some clear idea about that. Okay, I will add some pictures of different flowers, different patterns of an anther, then you can get the clear idea about the anther. Okay, here next point, each lobe having the two thicca. ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಆಗಿ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಬೇಕು. ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಬೈಲೋಬ್ಡ್ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಆಫ್ ಆಂಥರ್. ದಿಸ್ ಮಚ್ ಈಸ್ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಫಾರ್ ಯು ಗೈಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ವೆನ್ ವಿ ಟೇಕ್ ದ ಸೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ದಟ್ ಲೋಬ್ಸ್, ಈ ಥರ ಎರಡು ಅಟ್ಯಾಚ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತಾವೆ, ಅದನ್ನು ನಾವೇನಾದರೂ ಕಟ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ, ಈ ಥರ ಕಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಗೆಟ್ ದ ಬಟರ್ಫ್ಲೈ ಶೇಪ್ಡ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್. ಈ ಥರ. This is just a rough diagram. Don't copy this. In your NCERT book, you can see the beautiful diagram of anther. This one is a just rough diagram for your understanding. You can see this one is a first lobe, this one is a second lobe. ನಾನು ಯಾವ ಥರ ಕಟ್ ಮಾಡೀನಿ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಈ ಥರ, ಇದನ್ನು ಈ ಥರ ಹಿಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ನಾನು ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಸೆಕ್ಷನ್ ತೆಗ್ದಾಗ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸಿ ದ ಟೂ ಲೋಬ್ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್. ಈಚ್ ಲೋಬ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ದ ಟೂ ಥಿಕ್ಕ. ಇದು ಒಂದು ಲೋಬು, ಇದು ಒಂದು ಲೋಬ್. ಓಕೆ, ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಲೋಬ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ದ ಟೂ ಥಿಕ್ಕ. ಥಿಕ್ಕ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಚೇಂಬರ್ಸ್. ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸಿ ಐ ಮೇಡ್ ಇಟ್ ಹಿಯರ್ ಸರ್ಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ಸ್. ದೋಸ್ ಆರ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಅ ಥಿಕ್ಕ. ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ದ ಥಿಕ್ಕ. ಟೋಟಲಿ 4 thickas are present in a anther, means each lobe have the 2 thicca. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಯೂಶ್ವಲಿ ಏನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ ಆಂಥರನ? ಡೈಥಿಕಸ್. Typical angiospermic anther is a bilobed dithecous anther. ನಾವು ಹಿಂಗೆ ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಹೇಳಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಹಿಂಗೆ ಹೇಳೋದು, bilobed dithecous anther is present. Okay, then if you take the TS of anther, anther looks like a tetragonal structure. Tetra means 4. Okay, you can see the 4 chambers. You can see the 4 chambers. 1, 2, 3, 4. Those are the thickas or chambers of a anther. In each lobe, you can see the 2 thickas. That's why it is called as a dithecous. Then, each thicca consists of each thicca having a 1 sporangia. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು chambers ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದೆ. Those chambers are having the small sac-like structures inside. Sac-like structures inside, which you can see here. Those sac-like structures are called as a microsporangia. Microsporangia. Once again, if you take the TS of anther, you can see the tetragonal structure. In that, those tetragonal structure have the tetrathecous condition or the dithecous condition in each lobe. Those lobes are having the small sac-like structures. The sac-like structures are called as a microsporangium. Okay, those are located at the corner of anther, corner of 2 anthers. Okay. Then, if we move to the detailed study of a anther, you can get the different layers in the anther. ಈಗ ನಾವು ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಸೆಕ್ಷನ್ ತೆಗೆದಾಗ ಓವರಾಲ್ ಔಟ್ಲುಕ್ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಕಾಣಿಸುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, just you can see the tetragonal structure. In that you can see the small sac-like structure that is called as a sporangium. Okay. Then detailed microscopic study ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ you can see the complete butterfly shaped structure. Later I will add the picture of microscopic picture of an anther. This is just a rough diagram. Here each, before going to teach all these things, here we can see the difference in a mature anther and a young anther. ಎರಡು ಥರ ಆಂಥರ್ಸನ್ನು ನಾವು ಯೂಶ್ವಲಿ ನೋಡ್ಬೋದು, ಮೆಚೂರ್ ಆಂಥರ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಅ ಯಂಗ್ ಆಂಥರ್. ಯಂಗ್ ಆಂಥರ್ಸ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ ವಿ ಕಾಂಟ್ ಸಿ ದ ಎನಿ ಪೋಲನ್ ಗ್ರೇನ್ಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ಆಂಥರ್ ಅಂತ ಎಷ್ಟೊತ್ತನ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರಿ, ಪೋಲನ್ ಗ್ರೇನ್ಸ್ ಹೇಳಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಲ್ಲ. ಆಂಥರ್ ವಿಚ್ ಹ್ಯಾವಿಂಗ್ ದ microsporangium, those are having the pollen grains. We can study all these things in the next part. Here we can see the young anther and a mature anther. Before and just in a development stage ಒಳಗಿದ್ದಾಗ, in case of anther we can see these tissues. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಸೆಕ್ಷನ್ ತೆಗ್ತೀನಿ, ಆಂಥರ್ದು ಸೆಕ್ಷನ್ನು ಟೆಟ್ರಾಗೋನಲ್ಲಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಅದನ್ನು ನಾವು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಎನ್ಲಾರ್ಜ್ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸಿ ದಿಸ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟಾಗಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಡೆ ಸೆಲ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ತಾವೆ. ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಶೋ ಅ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಪಿಕ್ಚರ್ ಲೇಟರ್ ವರ್ಡ್ಸ್. ಹಿಯರ್ which I had drawn with a blue pen, that is called as a microsporangium. Microsporangia further develops to form a pollen grains. Microsporangia ಮತ್ತೆ ಡೆವಲಪ್ ಆಗಿ ಏನು ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಆಗುತ್ತಾ, pollen grains. Please write the notes. The microsporangia later was develops to form a pollen grains. Okay. Here, anther is having the 4 protective layers. Anther 4 protective layers irutta anther sutta. First layer or the outermost layer of the anther is called as endodermis. Okay. Outermost layer, this one is a endodermis. Okay, below the endodermis a group of or layered of specialized cells are present. Second layer, that is the endothecium. Second layer, that is the endothecium. Below the endothecium we can see the 2 or 3 layered cells. 2 or 3 layer cells. That layer is called as a middle layer. Middle layer. Then the layer which is innermost layer, that is the tapetum layer. Tapetum, it is very important. It will come for 1 mark or 2 marks. What is tapetum? What is the function of tapetum? Okay, it is very important. First one is endodermis, which is protective in function. Endothecium, it is also protective in function. Then third layer, which having the 2 or 3 group of layers, called a middle layer. Then innermost layer of anther, that is the tapetum. Okay, inside the tapetum you can see the mass of the cells in a young anther. This is a diagram of young anther. Young anther. In the young anther you can see a group of cells which are present inside the microsporangium. Those are called as a sporogenous tissues. Sporogenous tissue. a mass or a group of tissue is present inside the microsporangia. Those are called as a sporogenous tissue. This is the structure of young anther. Then what about the structure of mature anther? Here you can see this is the structure of a young anther. First layer is a epidermis, second one is endothelium. You can see middle layer, and inside innermost layer, that is a tapetum. Then inside the tapetum you can see the group of tissue that is called as a sporogenous tissue. Here sporogenous tissue. The sporogenous tissue undergoes to the division to form a microspore mother cell. Okay, then you can see the matured anther here. In the matured anther you can't see any sporogenous tissue or a microspore mother cells. Clearly we can see the pollen grain. Many thousands of pollen grains are present in the each microsporangium. The sporangia develops further and becomes pollen sac. I already told that microsporangia is nothing but the sac-like structure. It is also called as a pollen sac. Okay, it is packed with the pollen grains. Okay, next point, each sporangium or a microsporangium is surrounded by 4 layers. First one is a epidermis. Epidermis having the barrel shaped structures. Then second layer is a endothelium. Third one is a middle layer, which are for the protection for anther. Epidermis function is protection to the anther. Second one, endothelium. Endothelium helps in a dehiscence of anther to release the pollen grains. Suppose when anther matures, it should release its pollen grains. Mature ಆದಮೇಲೆ ಆಂಥರು ಪೋಲನ್ ಗ್ರೇನ್ಸನ್ನು ರಿಲೀಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಡಿಹೈಸನ್ಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ಪೋಲನ್ ಗ್ರೇನ್ಸ್ ಆಂಥರಿಂದ ಪೋಲನ್ ಗ್ರೇನ್ಸು ಬರ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಬರಬೇಕು. ಓಕೆ, ಇಟ್ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಡಿಹೈಸನ್ಸ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಆಂಥರ್ ರಪ್ಚರ್ ಆಗಿ, ಆಂಥರ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ರಪ್ಚರ್ ಆಗಿ ಏನು ಒಳಗಡೆ ಪೋಲನ್ ಗ್ರೇನ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ತಾವೆ ಅವೆಲ್ಲ ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಬರೋದು. ಓಕೆ, ದ್ಯಾಟ್ಸ್ ವೈ endothelium helps in the formation of a wall or a root for a dehiscence of anther. Okay, middle layer the function of protection. Then fourth layer and innermost layer, it is very important for 2 mark. Tapetum is a innermost wall layer of the anther which helps in the nourishment and development of a pollen grain. Nourishment andra inside the anther there are so many sporogenous tissues are present. Those sporogenous tissues undergoes through certain developmental divisions. A sporogenous tissue for complete agi divide ಆಗಿ ಇಟ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ಅ ಮೈಕ್ರೋಸ್ಪೋರ್ ಆರ್ ಅ ಪೋಲನ್ ಗ್ರೇನ್ಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ಅವು ಡಿವೈಡ್ ಆಗಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮಿಯಾಸಿಸ್ ಸೆಲ್ ಡಿವಿಷನ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಪೋಲನ್ ಗ್ರೇನ್ ಈಸ್ ಅ ಮೇಲ್ ಗ್ಯಾಮೆಟ್. Gametes are usually haploid in condition. Haploid gametes are formed by the meiosis division only. Meiosis ಆಗಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ that is the reductional division. Okay, here tapetum helps in the nourishment of developing pollen grains. Pollen grains ಎದರಿಂದ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಾವಂದ್ರೆ sporogenous tissue. Sporogenous tissue develops to form a microspore mother cell. Microspore mother cell undergoes to the meiosis. ಬೈ ದ ಮಿಯೋಸಿಸ್ ದ ಪೋಲನ್ ಗ್ರೇನ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ದ ಮೈಕ್ರೋಸ್ಪೋರ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್. ಪೋಲನ್ ಗ್ರೇನ್ಸು ಮತ್ತು ಮೈಕ್ರೋಸ್ಪೋರು ಎರಡೂ ಒಂದೇ. ಪೋಲನ್ ಗ್ರೇನ್ಗೆ ನಾವು ಮೈಕ್ರೋಸ್ಪೋರ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ, ಮೈಕ್ರೋಸ್ಪೋರ್ಗೆ ನಾವು ಪೋಲನ್ ಗ್ರೇನ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಓಕೆ, ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್. ಟೆಪೆಟಮ್ ಪೊಸೆಸಸ್ ಅ ಡೆನ್ಸ್ ಸೈಟೋಪ್ಲಾಸಮ್. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನರಿಶ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು ಡೆವಲಪಿಂಗ್ ಪೋಲನ್ ಗ್ರೇನ್ಸಿಗೆ, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಫುಡ್ ಸಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಭಾಳ ನಂಬರು ಪೋಲನ್ ಗ್ರೇನ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಿರ್ತದೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಥೌಸಂಡ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಪೋಲನ್ ಗ್ರೇನ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಡ್ inside. That's why tapetum have the duty to supply the food for those pollen grains. In a developing stages ಒಳಗಿದ್ದಾಗ ಅವಕ್ಕೆ ಫುಡ್ ಸಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಇಟ್ ಮಸ್ಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಡೆನ್ಸ್ ಸೈಟೋಪ್ಲಾಸಮ್, ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಸೈಟೋಪ್ಲಾಸಮ್ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಇಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಮೆನಿ ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯಸ್. ಯೂಶ್ವಲಿ ನಾವು ಮೊನೋನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯೇಟ್ ಸೆಲ್ಸನ್ನು ನೋಡ್ತಿರ್ತೀವಿ, ಬಟ್ ಟೆಪೆಟಮ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ದ 2 or more nucleus or binucleate cells. Okay, then remember tapetum is the innermost wall layer of anther which helps in the nourishment of developing pollen grains. Next point, in a young anther a group of compactly arranged homogeneous cells are called as a sporogenous tissue. I already told that in the each microsporangia a group of compactly arranged homogeneous cells are present. Those cells are called as a sporogenous tissue. Those tissues again develops to form a microspore mother cell. Microspore mother cell undergoes to the meiotic division to form a pollen grains. Then sporogenous tissues occupy the center of each microsporangium. Sporogenous tissue ಎಲ್ಲಿರುತ್ತಂದ್ರೆ ಸೆಂಟರ್ ಒಳಗೆ, ಮೈಕ್ರೋಸ್ಪೊರಾಂಜಿಯಮ್ ಸೆಂಟರ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ we can see the sporogenous tissue. Okay, in this you have to remember 4 layers of the anther, 3 layers for protection, 1 layer for nourishment. This tapetum and 3 layers are very important for developing pollen grains. Okay, next topic, that is microsporogenesis. Microsporogenesis is very simple. Microspore mother cell undergoes to the meiosis. By the meiosis the pollen grains or the microspores are developed. pollen grains ಮತ್ತು ಮೈಕ್ರೋಸ್ಪೋರು ಎರಡೂ ಒಂದೇ. ಪೋಲನ್ ಗ್ರೇನ್ಗೆ ನಾವು ಮೈಕ್ರೋಸ್ಪೋರ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ, ಮೈಕ್ರೋಸ್ಪೋರ್ಗೆ ನಾವು ಪೋಲನ್ ಗ್ರೇನ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಓಕೆ, ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್. ಟೆಪೆಟಮ್ ಪೊಸೆಸಸ್ ಅ ಡೆನ್ಸ್ ಸೈಟೋಪ್ಲಾಸಮ್. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನರಿಶ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು ಡೆವಲಪಿಂಗ್ ಪೋಲನ್ ಗ್ರೇನ್ಸಿಗೆ, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಫುಡ್ ಸಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಭಾಳ ನಂಬರು ಪೋಲನ್ ಗ್ರೇನ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಿರ್ತದೆ. Okay, thousands of pollen grains are developed inside. That's why tapetum have the duty to supply the food for those pollen grains. In a developing stages ಒಳಗಿದ್ದಾಗ ಅವಕ್ಕೆ ಫುಡ್ ಸಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಇಟ್ ಮಸ್ಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಡೆನ್ಸ್ ಸೈಟೋಪ್ಲಾಸಮ್, ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಸೈಟೋಪ್ಲಾಸಮ್ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಇಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಮೆನಿ ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯಸ್. ಯೂಶ್ವಲಿ ನಾವು ಮೊನೋನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯೇಟ್ ಸೆಲ್ಸನ್ನು ನೋಡ್ತಿರ್ತೀವಿ, ಬಟ್ ಟೆಪೆಟಮ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ದ 2 or more nucleus or binucleate cells. Okay, then remember tapetum is the innermost wall layer of anther which helps in the nourishment of developing pollen grains. Next point, in a young anther a group of compactly arranged homogeneous cells are called as a sporogenous tissue. I already told that in the each microsporangia a group of compactly arranged homogeneous cells are present. Those cells are called as a sporogenous tissue. Those tissues again develops to form a microspore mother cell. Microspore mother cell undergoes to the meiotic division to form a pollen grains. Then sporogenous tissues occupy the center of each microsporangium. Sporogenous tissue ಎಲ್ಲಿರುತ್ತಂದ್ರೆ ಸೆಂಟರ್ ಒಳಗೆ, ಮೈಕ್ರೋಸ್ಪೊರಾಂಜಿಯಮ್ ಸೆಂಟರ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ we can see the sporogenous tissue. Okay. In this, you have to remember 4 layers of the anther, 3 layers for protection, 1 layer for nourishment. This tapetum and 3 layers are very important for developing pollen grains. Okay. Next topic, that is microsporogenesis. Microsporogenesis is very simple. It is a process of development of a microspore. ನಾನು ನಿಮಗೆ ಮೈಕ್ರೋಸ್ಪೋರ್ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಸತಿ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ, ಒಂದು ಸತಿ ಪೋಲನ್ ಗ್ರೇನ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ. ಬೋತ್ ಆರ್ ಸೇಮ್, ಮೈಕ್ರೋಸ್ಪೋರ್ ಆರ್ ಪೋಲನ್ ಗ್ರೇನ್, ಬೋತ್ ಆರ್ ಸೇಮ್. ಹಿಯರ್ ಮೈಕ್ರೋಸ್ಪೋರೋಜೆನೆಸಿಸ್, ಜೆನೆಸಿಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸಿಂಥಸಿಸ್, ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ ಅಂತ. ಓಕೆ, ಮೈಕ್ರೋಸ್ಪೋರ್, genesis means synthesis. The process of formation or synthesis of a microspore or a pollen grain is called as a microsporogenesis. Okay, in that first point, the sporogenous tissue undergoes to the meiotic division to form a microspore tetrad. Sporogenous tissue allirtada at the center of microsporangia, okay, which is having the compactly arranged parenchymatous cells. Those cells undergoes to the meiotic division. Meiotic division is nothing but cell. Those are in a haploid condition. Here, each sporogenous tissue is capable of giving rise to the microspore tetrad. Tetrad means 4. ಒಂದು ಸ್ಪೋರೋಜಿನಸ್ ಟಿಶ್ಯೂಸ್ ಒಳಗಿರೋ ಸೆಲ್ಲು, ಇಟ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಡಿವೈಡ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಸ್ ಟು ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಒನ್ ಮೈಕ್ರೋಸ್ಪೋರ್ ಟೆಟ್ರಾಡ್. ಒಂದು ಸ್ಪೋರೋಜಿನಸ್ ಟಿಶ್ಯೂ ಒಳಗಿನ ಸೆಲ್ಲು ಮೈಕ್ರೋಸ್ಪೋರ್ ಟೆಟ್ರಾಡನ್ನು ಕೊಡುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಈಚ್ ಮೈಕ್ರೋಸ್ಪೋರ್ ಮದರ್ ಸೆಲ್, microspore mother cell is nothing but the sporogenous tissue cells. Okay, sporogenous tissue have the cells, those are called as a microspore mother cell. Microspores formation agiro parent cell ige navenu heltivi PMC, that is a pollen mother cell or microspore mother cell. pollen grain ಯಾವ ಸೆಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಆಗುತ್ತಾ ಆ ಸೆಲ್ಗೆ ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ, PMC or the pollen mother cell. Those are present in the sporogenous tissues. A group of a microspore mother cell is called as a sporogenous tissue. Okay, each microspore mother cell have the potential to develop the pollen grain or a microspore. ಒಂದು microspore mother cell, that is a PMC, undergoes to the meiotic division to form a pollen grain. Next, the process of formation of microspore from a pollen mother cell through the meiosis. Meiosis cell division in the formation ಆಗುತ್ತಲ್ಲ pollen grains or the microspore, that process is called as a microsporogenesis. We can continue this microsporogenesis in a next class.